The animated Spider-Verse expanded the world of Spider-Man by going beyond the usual Peter Parker storyline, marking the cinematic debut of teenager Spider-Man, Miles Morales. The Sony Studios films also introduced audiences to other thrilling web-slingers like Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, and even Spider-Ham. Today on Movie Recap Pro, we look back at the two Spider-Verse films so far as fans gear up for the third installment, Beyond the Spider-Verse. Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm going to do my own thing. In the first film, Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales is introduced as an ordinary high schooler from the dimension known as Earth 1610. While Peter Parker already exists as Spider-Man in Miles' world, he is soon killed by Kingpin. Working with other villains like Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin, Kingpin has created a collider that can help him access other parallel universes. Despite Kingpin's villainy, there are some emotional reasons behind his decisions, as he wishes to unite with alternate versions of his dead wife and son. After Peter Parker's death, Miles becomes a natural successor to the superhero, as he too was bitten by a radioactive spider, gaining powers similar to Spider-Man. But it turns out Kingpin's collider caused spider people from other dimensions to slip into his world. This includes Miles's unlikely mentor, Peter B. Parker, his eventual love interest, Spider-Gwen, and other heroes like Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Ham, and Penny Parker. Miles makes it his mission to safely transport all the spider people back to their home dimensions while fighting against Kingpin and his minions. One of Kingpin's most trusted associates is the villain Prowler, who turns out to be very close to Peter. While Miles lives with his loving parents, his Uncle Aaron was a major mentor figure for him. Much like how Peter Parker has his Uncle Ben, Aaron had an influential presence in Miles' life and inspired him to accept his great powers with great responsibility. But a shocking plot twist in Into the Spider-Verse is when Miles discovers that it was Aaron behind the Prowler mask, tasked by Kingpin to kill his own nephew. Aaron finally goes against his evil boss and gets killed in retaliation. Dying in Miles' arms, Aaron leaves a lasting impact on Miles' life, who continues fighting the good fight, taking a leap of faith in accepting his new heroic responsibilities. Miles becomes a better person than his kind-hearted but morally gray uncle. After taking down Kingpin, all the spider people are able to head back to their home dimensions. While Miles juggles his life as a superhero and a high school student, he still harbors a crush on Gwen Stacy, despite her living in another dimension. In the second film, Across the Spider-Verse, Gwen somehow returns to Miles' dimension, and the romantic tension can still be felt, but they have a bigger mission to handle. Instead of rekindling their romance, it turns out that when Kingpin's collider exploded in the first movie, one of the scientists got his body infused with portals, calling himself the Spot. The scientist turned supervillain blames Miles for his altered state, but when the Spot accidentally triggers the ability to travel across multiple dimensions, he causes more ruckus across the Spider-Verse. The Spot starts his destruction with Earth 5011, a dimension that has PVA Parker as its Spider-Man. As the Spot plans to destroy the collider on this Earth, Miles, Gwen, and Paviter team up to protect as many people as they can from this explosion. Caught in the explosion is Inspector Singh, the father of that dimension's Spider-Man's girlfriend, Gari, who is eventually saved by Miles. Inspector Singh's death in Earth 511 was supposed to be a canon event. This is what Miles understands when he meets Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099. Miguel is the leader of the Spider Society, a group of spider people from several dimensions. Miguel explains to Miles that every spider person in the multiverse goes through certain losses that are unavoidable, and if any spider person messes with this canon event, the entire timeline can be destroyed, impacting the future of everyone in that timeline. Back in his time, Miguel tried to undo such a canon event after he lost his family in his own dimension. Traveling across the multiverse, he settled in a universe where his variant was dead, but he replaced that person, restarting his family life. But this proved to be a costly decision, as he broke canon. That's why this alternate universe also collapsed, and Miguel lost his family all over again. Miguel tells Miles that it just so happens that for many other spider people, their canon event is the death of a police captain with whom they are close. So, while it was Inspector Singh and Pavitor's case for Miles, the police captain is Jeff Morales, his own father. Eager to save his father, Miles decides to go back to his dimension and prevent his canon event. Miguel warns him that this decision could destroy the universe and orders the Spider Society to track him down. A high-speed chase follows, and it seems like Miles will be stopped, but the virtual reality avatar of Margot Kess has a change of heart and allows Miles to go back to his home dimension. Now here's the catch. One thing that the Spot and even Miguel told Miles earlier is that the radioactive spider that bit him was not from his home dimension of Earth, 1610. Rather, it was a spider from Earth, 42. In other words, Miles was never supposed to be the Spider-Man of his world. Rather, an Earth, 42 spider came to his world through Kingpin's collider and accidentally turned Miles into Spider-Man. As a result, Earth, 42 itself, never got a Spider-Man. Coming back to the present, Miles thinks he is back in his home dimension and is eager to save Jeff. But it turns out Jeff is already dead, and his Uncle Aaron is still alive because Miles never reached home. Instead, he got teleported to Earth 42. If all of this wasn't shocking enough, Miles also comes face to face with the Prowler, aka Miles Morales of this Earth. Across the Spider-Verse ends with this nail-biting cliffhanger, teasing a possible face-off between these two Miles in the next movie. With Miles trapped in Earth 42, Gwen Stacy promises Miles' parents that she will protect him at all costs. With her friend Spider-Punk leaving behind a time-traveling portal for her, Gwen can bring back old friends like Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Ham, and Penny Parker. Even Peter B. Parker and Pavitor are eager to join Gwen in saving Miles. So one thing is clear. Beyond the Spider-Verse, we'll have a super team of Spider people from all previous movies. There will be enough action to satisfy fans of all versions of Spider-Man.